Hi, welcome to Grayson Finance. For today's video, I'm gonna share with you some habits that wealthy people use in order to make their wealth continuously rise in 2022. Number 1. Reading. Millionaires always believe that education is a vital tool for success. The more knowledge you learn, the more money you earn in today's world. With this, it is a necessity to gain more knowledge through reading. Let's take, for example, Bill Gates, who always makes time in the form of reading vacations he takes yearly, just so he can finish the books he's currently invested in. Through reading, you will have your mind learn a lot of things in the form of ideas and concepts, and it will enable you to brainstorm new possibilities. With the enlightenment of your mind with knowledge, you can use your newfound ideas and concepts in opening up new businesses that will supplement more wealth for you. The books you should read, as recommended by millionaires, should be books about business development, social skills, economics, and others. In other words, books that are all about self-development. Number 2. Being curious. This habit will go hand in hand with the habit of reading. You should always be first interested and curious about things you want to learn in books before you actually read them. If you find the book you want to read as something very interesting, then you would not feel like reading the book is a chore and diminishes the possibility of you struggling to finish it. If you are legitimately interested in the book, you will even find it difficult to stop reading as you want to finish the book sooner. One thing to note is being curious pairs up very well with learning, and learning is a vital tool to be successful. Number 3. Budgeting. The rich always do budgeting in their finances. The way they do their budgeting, however, can be different from one another. The way of budgeting varies in duration, such as annual budgets, monthly budgets, and even weekly budgets. These budgets enable rich people to monitor their expenses from a yearly, monthly, and weekly perspective. If you find budgeting a chore rather than a tool that is very much helpful in wealth accumulation, then you don't realize the true value of budgeting in successfully building up your wealth. If you aspire to become wealthy, you should make budgeting a strong habit of yours. Budgeting would enable you to monitor how much money you are earning and how much money you are spending on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. Additionally, with budgeting, you will be able to know where your money is allocated or going to. And if you deem a cut-down budget as a necessity in certain areas, you would be able to do that easily since you know exactly which portion of the budget needs to be decreased. Number 4. Setting goals. In all aspects of your life, it is important to set your goals. With finance, it is equally just as important. If you set up a goal for yourself, you can map out the road to your success in detail. With this, you will be able to save time from doing trials and errors in the pursuit of your success. The goal you establish for yourself can also serve as a motivation for you to do well in your endeavor in life. According to millionaires, in order to increase your chances of achieving your goals, you can utilize tools like a SMART goal framework. This framework would enable you to set up an attainable goal to achieve with the acronym SMART, which means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. An example of a goal guided by this framework would be able to have my income increase to $40,000 in the span of 1 year through completing 15 more freelance projects. This framework will give you more chances to achieve a well-thought goal if it is paired up with other tips such as writing down goals and reviewing them from time to time, visualizing the goal, and thinking about appropriate steps to take on the path to success. In other words, setting your SMART goals together with reviewing them every day to reinforce their importance is the right recipe to increase your chances of achieving your goal. Number 5. The habit of being proactive. You can mainly categorize the people in the world into 2 categories. One is reactive and one is proactive. If you categorize millionaires between the two, they will belong to being proactive. A proactive person basically means that he or she creates or controls a situation by causing something to happen instead of responding to the situation after it happened. If you want to be a millionaire, one of the things that you should always remember is that your success depends on your own actions and not on other people's actions. In a lot of cases, The difference between financially prominent people and those who are still struggling to reach that point in their careers is that they often overlook the mistakes they could have prevented and turn on everything else instead. This creates the tendency to lack proactivity in their own plans. In other words, it is important to not be reactive, but to focus on being proactive. You need to heed that tendency of reacting to the world instead of controlling and taking charge of it. That is why, if you want to be wealthy, learn the habit of being proactive. Number 6. Valuing mentorship. Having someone that can guide you successfully to the right path on the journey to becoming a millionaire is a very good advantage. Having a skilled and proficient mentor is said to be equivalent to reading hundreds or even thousands of books. If you look at every type of prominently wealthy people, you will notice that they treat mentorship as something that is highly valuable. Let's take, for example, Mark Zuckerberg, who, even though is already super wealthy, still seeks advice from people around him, including Steve Jobs. If you think that you can learn everything on your own instead of using other people's knowledge and expertise in areas that you lack knowledge about, you may never be able to reach your financial goals. With the bad habit of just learning everything on your own, you will be unable to build social relationships that could have potentially gained your connections and increased your growth. With this, you will surely be unable to become rich. You can treat mentorship as something that can make you learn knowledge quicker and thus will also enable you to earn money just as fast. Number 7. Keeping a list of what needs to be done. Millionaires would always suggest that in order to achieve your goal, you need to work for it and exert constant effort and actions. In order to do the appropriate actions needed for your goals, however, you need a plan. This plan can be in the form of a to-do list that you need to accomplish in doing every day. The list of things to do will enable you to organize what needs to be done and be able to plan out necessary actions. The list would also act as a motivator to continue when you visually see your progress through crossing out things that are completed. The list will serve as a guide on what you should be focusing on doing daily. This will then allow you to cross out things that could be a waste of your time. With a to-do list, you will be able to manage tasks, keep track of activities, and omit unnecessary activities. Only doing the necessary actions means that you will have an increased chance to succeed with your goal. Number 8. Maintaining more than one source of income. You should know that an average millionaire gets their wealth from 7 sources of income. If you also want to be rich, you will need to have more than just one source of income. Normally, an average person earns money from their 9-to-5 job. Only having this source of income, however, comes with the risk of unexpected situations like suddenly losing your job, and when you lose it, you have nothing else to get money from. A 9-to-5 job is an active income, which means that you only earn money while working in exchange of your time directly. With only having active income as a way to generate money, you will never become rich. In order to become wealthy, you need to be able to learn how to earn money even while you're sleeping. That being said, you need to find a source of income that can make you money 24/7. This additional source of income can be in the form of investing in real estate, dividend investing, interest income, and others. One tip that you should always remember is income sources come and go. You will need more than one income source to be able to progress in your financial capabilities and ultimately become rich. Number 9. Not diversifying. People often hear and take the advice to diversify their portfolio in order to become rich. This, however, is not usually the case for most millionaires. Most rich people only focus on one thing to nurture and spend all their energy on. The main difference between financially successful people and those who are still struggling to get there is the tendency of those who aren't successful yet to often jump from one idea to another, making them unable to nurture and focus on certain things to be made progressive. This habit will only make them quit in the end, and for much sooner too. It is highly recommended that in order for you to become rich, you should focus only on one project and put all your energy into it instead of jumping from one project to another. In order to see progress on your path to success, it is essential to have all your focus on one endeavor first and make sure that endeavor is ultimately successful before jumping into another one. Number 10. Avoiding time wasted. If you're in the pursuit of becoming rich, then distractions are inevitable along the way. The path for you to succeed is to ultimately avoid all these waste of time distractions that are never beneficial to your journey. Treat your time like it is money. If you use your time doing unproductive things, then it can be equated to wasting your money on unnecessary things. If you are one of the people who often spend their time scrolling on social media sites, then you will need to start valuing your time much more. Instead of watching videos on Facebook and scrolling through Instagram, use your leisure time to read books to gain more knowledge, socialize with other people, or create new ideas. Learn to allocate your time to things that are actually helpful to your journey to becoming rich. And lastly, at number 11, focusing on high-value activities. Every activity done in your life has corresponding value and importance. In order to progress in your path to achieving your goal, you will need to prioritize doing beneficial activities that are valuable to your journey. If your goal is to earn $40,000 more this year, you will need to take actions related to that goal first, instead of doing something of lesser importance. You should always focus on activities that can make you earn the highest, such as working to close a deal with a client. You should know what activities should go first and what activities can be pushed to do later. Focusing on important tasks and activities first would enable you to not waste time on tasks that can be irrelevant to your financial goals. For example, rather than spending hours and hours finding coupons for your grocery shopping, spend the time to finish a freelance job to make you earn more money. The time that you have should always be used to prioritize activities that are valuable to your goal. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to press like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep you posted on new exciting videos.